Now on Sunrise, the missing persons case turns into a homicide investigation. Who faces murder charges in Clackamas County? Plus, the teachers' strike continues in Albany, but negotiators say they're making real progress. The big issue they still have to get settled. Your news starts now. Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us as we kick off your Sunday. It is 6 a.m. I'm Libby Dowsett, alongside meteorologist Rod Hill.
It was so cold last night I couldn't sleep, so I came into work.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Popped out of bed, joined us on the morning.
So the big story right now is the cold and the fog. Take a look at our day planner as I get myself over to the weather maps. PDX has been as cold as 31 this morning, right now 33. And you know what? On this first morning of December, it's the first freeze of the fall out of PDX. Before this morning, the coldest has been down to 36. So we do have the dense fog advisory up through 9 o'clock this morning. We have freezing fog in spots, which can surprisingly put down icy glaze on surfaces. So a combination of lack of visibility and the potential of some icing out there. You need to take it slow, especially in the darkness before the sun pops up. Now, like yesterday, many of us, all of the Portland area, will become sunny during the morning hours. I have temperatures in the mid to upper 40s throughout the day. But again, our big story is the KGW weather impact alert through mid-morning for the dense fog and the freezing temperatures, and the potential that will bring some icing to surfaces, as I mentioned. So slow down, extra time. I got to tell you, I live up in Clark County. Coming in I-5 was about as foggy as I've ever seen it. Fremont Bridge, I think I slowed down to 15 miles per hour at one point because I'm searching to see the markers on the roadway. Here's the Rose City camera. You should be able to see the city lights. You cannot. So visibility is absolutely near zero in some spots. Now here's our map, these reporting sites. And remember, where it's a quarter of a mile visibility, 0.25, that begins the definition of dense fog. That's Portland, that's Scappoose, that's down into McMinnville. Troutdale is not foggy because, yes, east winds started to blow yesterday. That's the reason that we cleared out yesterday, and those winds have been blowing to about 20 miles per hour out in close proximity to the gorge. Here are the cold numbers: 27 in Beaverton, wow, 32 in Salem, but 27 in Silverton, and, well, 25 in McMinnville. Yeah, cold and foggy start to your day. Take it easy out there and slow down this morning. Back to you.
Thank you, Rod. New this morning, Portland police say street racing may have played a role in the death of a teenager. Just after 10:30 last night, officers responded to the scene of a rollover crash involving one car at North Marine Drive and Ledbetter Road. They found a teenage boy dead at the scene. The driver of the car stayed on scene and cooperated with the investigators. Detectives say it looks like the driver was involved in a street takeover event with other drivers and spectators. This is the 65th traffic-related death this year in Portland and the 5th in the past 10 days. In Clackamas County, one person is dead, 2 others injured after a 2-vehicle crash Friday morning. It happened just before 7 on Highway 213, just north of Molino. Oregon State Police say 23-year-old Lindsay Moeller of Molalla lost control of her car heading south and hit a northbound vehicle head-on. Moeller was pronounced dead at the scene. The other driver and their passenger were taken to the hospital. Also in Clackamas County, we're tracking major developments in the case of a missing woman. Her husband now stands charged with murder a week after his wife disappeared. Catherine Cook spoke with neighbors about the case and has the latest from Welch's.
Investigators say Susan Lane Fournier's body was found Friday, not far from her Brightwood home. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide, and now her husband is charged with murder, just weeks after Susan filed for divorce.
They found a body here adjacent to our property.
Betty and John DeLong are processing heavy news from the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. On Friday, detectives say someone found the body of their neighbor, 61-year-old Susan Lane Fournier. It happened near her Brightwood home off East Miller Road and Highway 26. Also Friday, detectives arrested Susan's husband, 71-year-old Michael Fournier, for second-degree murder.
You know, you don't like to see anything like this happen.
It was shocking to me because it was really close to us.
Susan was reported missing November 22nd when she didn't show up for work. Initial reports suggested she might have been hiking with her dogs in the Mount Hood National Forest near Welch's. That's where crews focused their days-long search for her. According to court documents, Susan had filed for divorce from her husband less than a month ago, citing irreconcilable differences. They'd been married for 12 years. The DeLongs admit they didn't know the couple well.
A lot of people live up here that just want to be by themselves.
Even so, they say lately, community members had been concerned for Susan's safety.
They were expecting it. You know, a lot of people talked about DV, domestic violence, but yeah, the other thing was everybody wants to know where the dogs are.
Susan's 2 Malinois mixed dogs are still missing. Fournier is lodged in the Clackamas County Jail, held without bail. If you have any information on this case, you're asked to call the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office. In Welch's, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Along the Oregon coast, one person has been arrested on murder charges after he allegedly attacked a person last weekend. Newport police say last Sunday night they were called to a home near Northwest 15th and Grove. They spoke with Jeffrey Sutton, who told them a man named Mark Rogers attacked him after Sutton told the intoxicated man to leave his home. Then, while talking to officers, Sutton began to have a hard time breathing. Medics were called, but he was soon pronounced dead at the scene. Mark Rogers is now in the Lincoln County Jail, facing second-degree murder and assault charges. Negotiators for Greater Albany Public Schools and its teachers will meet again today. Both sides say they are making progress to resolve the teachers' strike, but there is still one big issue separating them. The teachers want the district to commit to a hard cap on class sizes for kindergarten classrooms. The district tells us it has created processes to address this issue, but with enrollment down, the commitment represents a risk. Again, the two sides will meet again today. The busy shopping weekend with locally owned businesses taking center stage. Small Business Saturday is a way to support local stores and get some of that holiday shopping done at the same time. Celine Stevens has more.
From the Vancouver Mall to a Christmas market in Beaverton to PDX, shoppers were out getting through those holiday wish lists on Small Business Saturday.
We have always been supporters of Small Business Saturday.
I prefer to, the small businesses versus, don't necessarily need to pay the big guy when, everyone else wants to make a little cash.
At the newly remodeled Portland International Airport, pre-security shops and restaurants were open to travelers and people just there to shop.
When we saw that they were going to have the PDX area open to regular shopping, we thought that would be a good way to check it out and kill two birds with one stone, get to see the new airport and shop.
Another perk, the airport covers 2 hours of parking on all holiday Saturdays through December 28th.
We started off with coffee. Portland Coffee Roasters did very well by us. Local small business is important to us, but on this day, we try to really get out and support.
Shoppers also stopped by the Vancouver Mall, where they could shop at some small, local stores and pop-ups.
I like to do the small businesses and locals and stuff like that. We ended up getting some ornaments here from the local shop and gotten them all the names put on them so that the kids will have various, memorability for next year and years coming.
And the shopping didn't end there. In Beaverton, a local Oregon Native Hawaiian organization hosted its first Pacific Islander Christmas market, which featured small businesses, either owned by Pacific Islanders or with ties to Hawaii.
You often see us at programs like Asian Pacific Islander Month or celebrating those, and a lot of times those events tend to overshadow our Pacific Islander communities.
While several vendors were selling a range of items to customers, the organization also gave out free food bags to make treats like sweet potato pie and hygiene bags to give away to the community.
We're trying to really create accessibility here in Oregon, and also highlight that we're here and that we have opportunities for our communities to come and shop and support small business owners.
And judging by the crowds, they did just that. Celine Stevens, KGW News.